Hello there, I am the Gaming Fan. Welcome to the top 5 DLC attackers for Rainbow Six Siege. Now, I'm gonna stop you right here. I want to be perfectly clear with you. This list is for newer players, and the last one was too, but I don't think I made it clear enough in that one. This one, it's going to be abundantly clear based on my operator picks, mainly the first two, because I considered more useful operators, of course, but then I thought, do I want these in the hands of new players, or would I rather have the new player be using this operator? And that was ultimately my decision. I'll give you an example real quick. Maverick. Maverick could do more harm than good to a team if used incorrectly. For example, if he just starts putting holes anywhere, then the other team can use them to kill your teammates. So Maverick isn't on this list for reasons like that. That's things you have to consider when putting operators in the hands of new players. So with that said, people are still going to disagree with my picks up until number 2 or 3, I think, and then you'll start agreeing. Anyways, let's go with number 5 and get the pain out of the way. Is going to be Finka. A lot of people are trashing on Finka because apparently her resetting of the recoil with her adrenaline boost makes it harder to aim now. Well, 1, if you play on console, this is not true. 2, if you're that concerned about it, just don't play Finka. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so Finka essentially reduces your recoil. She helps you go through barbed wire faster, reduces concussion effects faster, can ADS faster. What else can she do faster? I forgot. Reload faster. Essentially just sort of do everything faster, including like weapon swapping, small actions like that. She can just make them all do faster, and all she has to do is hit a button, and the entire team has these bonus effects. It's simply too much of a buff to really even worry about the recoil resetting. Now, in the middle of a fight, I can see it being pretty annoying, but even then, it's not really something to complain about. It also gives you 20 extra health. I didn't even say that. It also reses you from a distance. I didn't say that either. So there's just way too many buffs to worry about the recoil. Now, what I do worry about is how many people use the freaking Spear 308. Guys, listen to me. The LMG is a better gun. I did the math. Let me see. The Spear has 524 damage per second, roughly. And Finka's LMG does 552. So it does higher damage per bullet as well. And it's only 20 rate of fire less than the Spear. It's not enough to make a difference. Use the Spear. No, don't use the Spear. Use the LMG, guys. It is better. Trust me. Plus, it is a laser beam of death when you have the adrenaline surge activated. I've used it so many times, and I'm always shocked to see how quickly opponents get downed. So if you want to be a help of the team just by pushing a button, pick up Finka. And on that note of being helpful to the team by pushing a button, Dogobi. This is the one where people are really going to get annoyed because Dogobi's not completely new player friendly, but her gadget is. Her guns are not, but her gadget is. Her gadget is essentially holding down a button, and the defender's phones start buzzing or giving off this vibrating noise. And so it gives you auditory information on where they are at. Now with the new audio bug, this might not be a wise decision, but regardless, you could pretty much just cue it at any time, and it is very likely to help somebody. Like, if it doesn't help anybody, that would be hard to believe. And the defenders have to either turn it off or walk into a mute jammer or wait for the phone to go off itself, which takes a while. So it's just always useful. There's just never a point where it's not useful to some degree. On top of that, let's say someone does get a kill because of your calls, you can go to their phone, hack it, and get access to all defender cameras. I'd say that's pretty worth it. That's just like that actually helped my team get a win at one point. I think I might have that footage. It might be up on the screen. I'm not sure, but like I saw their Valkyrie cams and I was identifying where the last person was based on those Valkyrie cams. So Dogobi's gadget, there's just no setback to bring her. Also, she's got flashes and smokes. Great secondary gadgets. Now her guns, she has a DMR and the BOSG. We won't be talking about the BOSG for obvious reasons. The DMR is, I mean, if it is harder to use, then it's harder to use, but I will tell you this story. I used to actually be better with DMRs in this game than the majority of other guns, because I played a lot of Halo Reach SWAT and snipers, so I was just more accustomed to that style of weapon, and I would just get more kills with it. That's just how I worked for a while. Now, it's not like that anymore, but I think it's the Mark 21, MK21, is a really good gun, and Dogobi's the only one with access to it. That can be frustrating when you hit somebody and they have like rook armor and they're a 3 armor and they take like no damage. But you have a secondary in the SMG-12, full auto, and is a random headshot machine. At least it used to be. Now it's really freaking hard to shoot. But these guns, although hard to use, don't really distract enough from how useful Dogoby's abilities are. I am losing my voice right now. I apologize for that. So a lot of people are going to disagree with Finka and Dogoby, but we're getting into some more normal territory, with number 3 being Jackal. Now, some higher-ups still might disagree with Jackal, but there's a reason he's banned so freaking much. Like, every single game, it feels like Jackal's banned. His guns are good. All of them. He's got that secondary shotgun for self-destruction. He's got smoke grenades. His ability, it completely eliminates roaming as a possibility. So, I'd say that's pretty new player friendly. And if a new player doesn't know a map, then there you go. No droning necessary. Just scan the footprints. Boom. You got it. I don't even know what else to say other than, yeah, that's just a really useful gadget. Completely eliminating roaming as an option makes for a pretty useful operator, if you ask me. Number 2. I just skipped through number 3 really fast, didn't I?
God. The crap just happened there. I just watched that. I was like, what the crap? I thought it was a teammate. I was like, man, I didn't. Yeah, I did talk for a second.
Clean trail. I'm on course.
Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about that, though.
Number 2 is Zofia. Now we're getting into the completely normal territory. She's got a pretty good assault rifle. It's not like the best in the game like the AK, but it is still really good. She has concussion grenades that detonate within a radius of an operator. So you can tell if someone's in a room just by shooting the thing in the room. And she's also got impact launcher, or impact grenades from her launcher, to do soft destruction. But if you want to do more soft destruction, she's also got breach charges. So she's essentially here to destroy everything. And also get kills with a pretty good weapon. I would recommend Zofia a little bit higher than the other ones, unless you're like really just worried about roamers and your aim, and you're self-conscious about your aim. But yeah, Zofia is top tier as an operator. Now, who could be higher than Zofia? Well, first it's time for honorable mentions. For honorable mentions, Buck is an honorable mention. The reason I didn't pick Buck, or I even put him on this list, is because pretty much just because Zofia was already on the list. Also, usually Buck is picked for vertical destruction from below the map, and newer players aren't likely to pick up that role. But he is still really useful. He can just do soft destruction to almost whatever he wants. He's got flashbangs, good gadget. He's got an assault rifle and a shotgun in the same loadout, so that's always nice. It's actually a pretty good shotgun if you use it in combat, but that's besides the point. It is used for soft destruction, and unlike Sledge, he can do it vertically if you want to. So he's a pretty good operator, but Zofia can also do vertical if she really wants to with the impact nades, but he's a good operator. I just thought the Zofia pick edged him out just a little bit. Next is Nomad. Her gadget is really useful, but it does require some map knowledge, and I hate her guns. Coming from the Dogoby player, and the person who uses Finka's LMG, I hate her guns. Yes, it sounds hypocritical, but the AK, terrible recoil, and doesn't do a lot of damage, rate of fire and all that. She has the ARX, but it also doesn't have super nice recoil, and it has a 20-round magazine. And neither of these guns have access to grips. So it's just, I really don't like the guns. That's probably what keeps me from playing her more often. But her gadget is really useful, and sometimes necessary depending on what map you're playing. I just couldn't put her on the list though. Those guns just, But after that, we got Gridlock. Gridlock's pretty much the same story as Nomad, except a little bit reversed. The gadget's not as useful. Easier to shoot out. But, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't care if a new player picked up Gridlock. I mean, since teammates don't get affected by the spikes, which makes tons of sense, it's not like it would hurt to bring her. She's got the secondary shotgun. She's got smoke grenades. She's got that good LMG. I mean, it's just, I just don't know. I mean, I can't think of a reason to not pick her. I just like the other operators on this list better than Gridlock, so that's my only explanation for that. Feel free to pick up Gridlock if you want to. Alright, with that said, who's number 1? Ace. Ace is number 1. Soft destruction, hard destruction, destroying deployable shields from a distance, all the while having one of the best guns in the game, and smoke grenades. Can you really blame me for picking this dude? Heck, you can do vertical, and you can play vertical and use breach charges if you really want to. There's just really nothing negative about him. Like, there's no reason to not bring him. He's just super useful. I don't really know what else to say beyond that point. The fact that you can do it from a distance is what really puts him above Thermite, and he makes a bigger hole than Hibana. Hibana is just losing speed pretty quickly. And with that said, I'd say a pretty good buff to Hibana would be her X-Kairos going off faster. That's just a little pet peeve of mine, is how long they take to freaking go off. But then that might disturb bandit tricking and whatnot, so who knows. But Ace can do all this stuff from a distance. The only negative is that he has to use 2 of his 3 gadgets to take out hatches, which is really annoying. I wouldn't recommend bringing him for hatches at all. I would bring a Maverick or a Hibana. So yeah, Ace is number 1. So I'd like to say real quick, sorry if this video feels rushed, because it kind of is rushed. Lots of stuff happened in this week, and I just didn't get to it till a little bit last minute. But regardless, I do still stand by my picks. I had to think a lot about these operators. So if this helped you in any way, I would kindly ask that you leave a like, because I got crapped on a lot for my picks. So I don't care. I'm gonna see stuff in the comments saying like, why would you give new players Dogoby? Whatever. I don't care. You know what? Just for the sake of clarity, I will tell you who else I considered. I considered Capitao, but new players really wouldn't be able to utilize his gadget very well. Slightly harder to use guns. Sam Fisher, he's good. He's got really good guns, but that's about it. He's not really he's more team based than anything. I mean, he can be used solo, but I don't know. I just see him as being way more team based. So he's not really going to be on the list. He's just got the really good guns. All right, I will leave you all at that, and I will see you next time when we yeet through windows. Yeet.